Okay, so today we're going to be making food for our chickens. For those of you with chickens, remember, everything that your animals eat, it becomes them, right? You are what you eat. So if you're raising your animals for meat, it's going to go into their meat. If you're with like chickens or quail or anything that's laying eggs, it's going to go into their eggs. So when we do buy feed from a store like Tractor Supply, what we'll do is we'll buy organic. You pay for it though. There's a nice differential when you're paying for organic feed. I want to say it's like $26 to $35 a bag for a 40-pound bag when we do buy feed from the store. So that gets pricey in a hurry with as many chickens as we have. So we like to mix our own feed. And so it's a really simple thing to do. I really encourage anyone who has chickens to kind of think about it because it doesn't take much effort. We only have to do this once every 2 months, and we have a ton of chickens. So it's not hard to do. The boys are going to help me do it in the next 5 minutes or so. And then there's a general analysis on each one of these grains or ingredients, and it'll tell you everything that goes into that specific ingredient. So you know everything that's going into your feed. So it's an easy thing to do. We mix it up, and you can kind of change it up to what's best for you and your family. So I have high blood pressure at times, so what I do is I'll make sure that sometimes if I'm feeling it, I'll mix some flaxseed in there. Flaxseed is kind of an expensive ingredient, so I'll do it all the time. But you mix some flaxseed in there, it raises the omega-3s in your eggs, and all of a sudden, it's kind of like natural medicine that I'm taking every time I eat eggs, right? So what else I can do, if I want a shot of protein for my chickens, what I like to do is I started buying like the split peas. It's always a lot of fun going through the cash register at the grocery store with like 30 bags of these peas because they're looking at me like, man, you love peas. And I do, but that's not what it's for. It's for my chickens, right? So we're gonna mix this. We'll show you how to do it. It's really easy to do. Let's do it. Okay, guys, remember, you're not building a bomb, okay? You're making, homemade food for chickens. So each one of these bags about 50 pounds. You don't need scales and buckets and getting all specific and precise. Ultimately, you can have the perfect mixture, and if they don't like an ingredient, they'll pick around it and they'll eat what they want and leave the rest anyway. So just do your best. Get everything kind of mixed in there. If you're using bone meal, fish meal, flaxseed, split peas, whatever you're throwing in there, you just want to kind of get everything in a container that's large enough to mix, by the way. Don't make that mistake. So get everything. Take your time. Don't be all worried about how specific it needs to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby. We're going over here. Oh.
Okay, so be careful when you're mixing everything. You got little helpers. You don't want to get their fingers or something. You want to make it real, representative of a sample. Get everything mixed up, especially on the bottom. You want to flip it around, make sure you got all the different parts and pieces. All the ingredients should mix together, look real nice like that. Pretty well mixed up. We use Milo, corn chops, whole barley, oats, sunflower seeds, but you can use flaxseed, you can use bone meal, like I said, all the other different types of ingredients people like to use. Once you get it all like that, what we do is we get it in our containers. And then from there, I put it in gallon jugs. And you can see right here, you fill it up to like right around here. And then you fill it up with water a little bit higher than that. If you fill it up too high, not a big deal because it's going to swell. It'll soak it up when it's fermenting for 3 days. And then it'll start to overflow. So sometimes this happens, no big deal. Okay, so let's talk money real quick. Like I said, the whole reason we got into raising our own food was because we wanted to eat healthier. We wanted to know what was going into our bodies, what's going into our livestock bodies, or animals. So we're going to, when we buy feed, buy it organic, and it's going to be expensive. So, like I said, a bag of organic feed at Tractor Supply, a 40-pound bag is like $26 to $35. Let's say you get it on sale for like $24. That's still going to work out to be about 60 cents a pound. When I go to the feed mill, it'll fluctuate, month to month, but ultimately I'm going to pay anywhere from like $93 to $98 for the ingredients that I buy, the 5 ingredients I buy. And that's going to mix together to make 250 pounds of feed that lasts me about 2 months. And so that 250 pounds, when I let's say it's $98 on the heavy side, it's still going to end up being like 39 cents a pound. So that's still, 50% more to go buy it. Already done at Tractor Supply. Now, if you have like 2 chickens, you don't want 250 pounds of feed. I get it. But for us, we have enough. We can justify it. It's something that we like to do. Fermenting, I'm not a vet, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you all the biometrics and gut health and things that it actually does. I can just tell you, anecdotally, our chickens love it. And from the internet, from what I've read, it sounds like the general consensus is it's a positive thing. So that was good enough for me. I'm on board with it. So that's what we go ahead and do. We also supplement that feed. I don't know if you need to or not, but we just do. Our chickens, they run around, in a pasture all day long anyway. So they're digging up, bugs. Every time I clean out all the chicken cages or the rabbit cages, they, dig through the waste, get all the larvae from the flies and things like that. So they're digging through that. And then anytime we, grind up the chests, the rib cages and all that, the heads, things like that from the rabbits that we're not going to be using, we toss that to them. That's another spike of protein and things like that. So they get plenty to eat, and any table scraps or treats that we throw them as well. That's always on the menu. So anyway, if you love your chickens like we do, we want them to eat as good as they can, and obviously a little bit selfish. We want their eggs to be healthy as well, since we're usually eating those. Anyway, if you have any questions, throw them down below. I'll do my best. And thanks for watching if you got this far. God bless.